Ford have made some pretty insane cars. Just take my 1985 Series 1 RS Turbo. Absolutely fantastic driving machine. Turbocharged, lightweight. It's full of life, this car. It is such a riot to drive. But they've also made some pretty terrible cars. And of course, I'm on the internet and I found one of them. It was very cheap. And I thought, well, I've got an 80s icon sat in my garage. Let's go and see what the other side of Ford's development department can produce. Because of course, cars are very expensive at the moment. They're very expensive. A lot of stuff on the used car market is overpriced. So today, I have found an absolute bargain. There's a few problems with it, but in this video, I'm actually going to physically drive it home. Maybe. If it doesn't die or overheat before we get home. We're taking a massive risk today. This car is advertised with a fair few problems, but it is drivable, it is MOT'd, so it means we should be able to get it back to the driveway today. Fingers crossed. And again, we are battling with the UK weather, so it's currently slightly showery. It's freezing cold again today. I have a slight cold, but that is no excuse not to go and buy a cheap car sight unseen by the side of the road off Facebook, because that's what I seem to do a lot of at the moment, like refreshing Facebook in bed at night and, oh, look at that, buy it. Because of course, as usual, I've said I'll just have it. No bartering, no looking around it and going, oh well, I don't know if I want it. We're just going to straight up buy this thing. Do not, I repeat, do not do this with your own money. Do not do this, because it is such a silly idea. But hey, what's the worst that could happen? It explodes on the way home? I really hope not. Of course, the car is safe, though. I will point that out. The car is safe. It's been driven day to day by the current owner. But of course, my track record of bad buying decisions with vehicles means that this could go wrong. Because of course I'm buying it, it might mean that it goes all downhill from when I literally sign and then give the money over, put the key in ignition, and then we shall see. I'm actually going to get a lift out there with Mrs. FYD today, so thank you to her for using her day off to take me to the other side of the Isle of Wight to pick up something that we both don't really need. Before we do hit the road, I thought I'd do a little bit of research on the car. Do a little search on Google to see when these cars came out, what people were saying about them, the reviews, stuff like that. First paragraph, a lack of image was to blame. Not even the most optimistic of Ford dealers could pretend that this was any kind of Range Rover. That might give some inkling into what we were buying today. A ragged build, surprisingly good off-road ability, and a proven reliability record. A good prospect as a second-hand buy. That's literally the position we're in right now. But my favourite review of all is actually got a 3 out of 5 on Auto Trader. Love finding stuff like this on the internet. Okay, good, cheap car, expensive on fuel though. Kiss, 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 kiss. Also, the owners asked me to bring a jug of water just in case. Never a good sign, is it? Never a good sign. But I mean, again, how bad can it be? Like, really? It's like the full water. And on the road we went, about 20 minutes away from my house at the vehicle. Very optimistic at this point to see what I'm about to walk into, but I've got a jug of water, so that's okay. That makes it okay. That means we might actually just make it home from whatever situation we're about to get ourselves into. I got to the vehicle slightly earlier than the owner, so I thought I'd check it out by literally walking around and kicking the tyres, making sure the bodywork wasn't going to fall off on the way home. Not even locked! Cool, look at these seat covers, they're a bit nice. Just pop the bonnet, make sure it's got some water in it. And of course my level of enthusiasm and research shows very quickly. Is it the 3 litre? No, it's 2 litre. No, it's 2 litre. Okay, I was expecting the 3 now. Checking if it actually had any water in it, and as you can guess, no. Cool. Right, we'll use my terrible water first. To be fair, I don't even know if it's got any oil in it. There's some in there. I can't see any in there yet. Keep going. Don't be too sure, you see. Topping up the water, it was time to go for a drive. Right, let's jump in. It stinks in here. Oh my god. Let's hope it starts, eh? Yes! Yes, she does! Yeah, it started! And the good surprises kept coming. It's got half a tank of petrol in it! It's a bit smoky. We don't worry about stuff like that. Throwing the heating on to hope that this vehicle would actually get slightly warm in the cabin on the way home, we were off to a great start. Onto the road we go. Off down the road, and thankfully, car is running as it should. Until... So I'm just going down my lane and we're on a private bit of road and the car is slowly slowing down and the temperature gauge is past the H. It's like on the hottest it can ever be. Oh my god. I've never driven a car like this. And as we pull into my driveway, I think we're heat seizing. Let's keep the revs up. Let's keep the revs up. It's kangarooing. Oh god, sorry about the camera angle, but it is just, it's all happening in here. Right, I made it to my driveway. As you can hear, something is not happening. Got hissing coming from the front. Yep, that's definitely hissing. So here it is, single-handedly the worst car I think I've ever bought for this YouTube channel. Drives interestingly, like sort of like this. Like there isn't something gone, but I think it's just all gone. It's a bit floaty, I think the word is. Maybe that's what they were like from factory, I'm not too sure. But as you can hear, you might be able to hear, the hissing hasn't stopped yet. It's been about 5 minutes, it's still hissing. I am going to leave it to cool down. The owner, you know, found out that the temperature gauge was literally going right round, which is what I've just experienced in the car. At 202,000 miles that this thing's got on it, it's gonna happen, isn't it? We have this fantastic champagne, bronze, silver, I'm not sure what the paint colour is. Basically, it's the cheapest paint that you could probably get on one of these vehicles when they came out. It has all of the dents as well. Dent there, there's a dent there, there's a bit of ripple there. Huge scrape just down here. On the front bumper, as you can see, it's plastic. It's actually sliced a bit there. Someone's played bumper cars at some point. We have the mighty Maverick logo with some greenery going around it. This portion of the rear doors has had a lot of action. As you can see, just about to see, someone has come all the way down, little dent here, and then just carried on. So this is the point of impact, literally off camera, and then all the way down to the rear, which you can see is actually sliced here. As you can see, someone sliced there, and then the rear end cap here for the body kit has just disappeared. It's disappeared down the road. So whoever did that portion of the damage did a really good job. They knew there was damage occurring and just sort of carried on. Around the back we have a ton of greenery going right in here. I mean, look how much moss. There's tons of moss in here. Look at that. Full on. It's even got roots and everything. And no rear wiper. Typical. Down this side, it's actually a completely different story. No damage down here. A lot of green moss though, as usual, because I don't buy cars without green moss on them. Going all in the windows, up onto the doors. Weirdly, there's tons of moss, like thick algae moss, right up in this portion of where the door meets the roof. But let's take a tour inside. All I've done is literally pay for it and drive it here. So this is going to be a learning experience for both of us as to the disgusting inside of this vehicle. So jumping inside my Maverick XLT with 205,000 miles on it, we have cobwebs, dirty mess basically everywhere. Hasn't been cleaned for a very long time. In fact, I know that the previous owners to this car had horses, and do you know how I can tell that? It's because there's so much horse debris in here, and I'm saying slight smell of horse poo. There's various artifacts in here to promote the idea that this definitely has had someone that likes horses in it. The steering wheel is extra grubby, like to the point where I can literally feel and pull stuff off the steering wheel. And as you can see, the brown, I can only assume that's the colour coffee interior, I'm going to call it, has been covered over by this fantastic leather material. I can only imagine what's actually on the seats underneath this. Should we find out? Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, they're just stained. That's not bad. I was expecting worse. 5-speed manual in this. You do have a diff lock right there. Look at that. And a huge sunroof. I'm not going to try it because I think that's a really, really silly idea, because if that opens and it stays open, we'll get very wet. Let's look in the glove box. We always love looking at. Oh, there's nothing in the glove box. That's no good. Right, what's this? Lifelike portraits of your pets to display in your home. Animal portrait. See, this is what I'm saying about the whole animal thing in here. Oh, what's this down here? What is that? It's not Play-Doh. Should I put my finger in it? It's not Play-Doh. Oh, I don't know. Is it Play-Doh? Free Play-Doh. Fantastic. And of course, just off camera, the owner actually gave me 2 bottles of 2-litre water, so 4 litres on top of the large container that I actually brought with me, just in case we didn't make it home. But we did! We've got to find out what is in the boot. Got 2 openings here. We'll go for door first. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Lot more horse paraphernalia in this part. This, see that? We have a couple of mats, which are probably not for this car because they're quite small. I don't know, they might be alright. Oh, here we go. Look at that. What a find. So now the hissing has stopped. We're going to open the bonnet. because this is, of course, the problem area. As we bring the bonnet up, pop that in there. 2 litre, thought to be a head gasket on its way out. It's already had a head gasket, funnily enough. So I was chatting to the owner, it's already had a head gasket. I'm assuming it's boiled all the water that I've just put in there. Other than that, though, nothing to really chat about in here. Again, I don't feel like this is Ford's best efforts for a 4x4 in the late 90s, early 2000s. Best bit is, though, this part. 1, 2, 3 cable ties, a spring, and that will open the bonnet. Look at that. So there we have it, my new to me 2002 Ford Maverick XLT. I'm going to keep putting that in there because it's the XLT. I don't think they did anything other than the XLT. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the new wagon. And as I've said, it's been saved from the scrapyard. It was on its way to scrap, but it's got, you know, a month, 2 months MOT left. So I feel like she deserves one last hurrah. But thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.